Two Virginia gun laws blocked statewide, a Senate candidate out amid assault allegations, and is the U.S. back at war with Iran? I'm your host, Isla Miyabi, and this is Political Pulse. Virginia Attorney General Jay Jones announced Monday that the Commonwealth has joined a multi-state push against federal immigration enforcement. The 22-state effort targets a policy by the Trump administration. It ends investigations and public reporting of the deaths of people recently released from ICE custody. The letter to DHS and ICE condemns the policy as an attempt to reduce transparency and urges the agencies to reverse it. Virginia Lieutenant Governor Ghazala Hashmi is asking state commissioners to slow the review of plans for Florida-based NextEra's acquisition of Virginia's Dominion Energy. The merger aims to expand renewable energy investments and lower costs and could materialize as the nation's largest utility company. To move forward, the companies must answer 28 baseline questions. But in a letter to state regulators, Hashmi called for expanding that list to 64. She says the additional questions would shed light on what she calls unprecedented implications for ratepayers in the Commonwealth. State commissioners have just 6 months to review the merger once an application is filed, and Hashmi argues that's not enough time without those answers first. A Washington County Circuit Court judge put two new Virginia gun laws on hold Wednesday, ruling that temporary injunctions apply statewide and not just to certain localities. One law restricted the sale of assault-style weapons like AR-15s. The other prohibited carrying assault rifles in public spaces. Groups like the NRA say that the laws infringe on their Second Amendment rights. The judge's decisions put the laws, which were meant to take effect July 1st of this year, on hold until July 2027. The court will review their constitutionality during that time. Attorney General Jay Jones says his office will continue to defend the legislation. President Trump rang the stock exchange bell Monday to celebrate the launch of a new savings account for children, dubbed Trump Accounts. The children's investment accounts went live July 4th and is designed to give kids a head start on investing. Any U.S. citizen under 18 is eligible, but only children born between 2025 and 2028 will receive a $1,000 pilot contribution. Withdrawals aren't permitted until age 18, and annual non-government contributions max out at $5,000 per child. The United States launched fresh strikes on Iran Wednesday, just hours after President Trump said that the ceasefire between the two countries is over. The remarks came on the final day of the NATO summit in Turkey. This marked the second consecutive day of strikes against Iranian targets, with the first round occurring Tuesday. Hostilities flared overnight when the U.S. struck Iran in retaliation for Tehran's attacks on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian leaders vowed to stand firm. Oil prices responded as well, with the Associated Press reporting that they surged by 5%. Iran's foreign ministry accused the U.S. of violating the Islamabad Memorandum, the peace framework signed just last month. Maine Democrats are scrambling to pick a new nominee for the U.S. Senate. Nominee Graham Plattner withdrew from the ballot Wednesday amid allegations of sexual assault. A former girlfriend said that an intoxicated Plattner had assaulted her in her home in 2021. Plattner denied the accusations, calling them categorically false. Still, a cascade of donors and fellow Democrats quickly withdrew their endorsements. Amid mounting pressure, Plattner announced that he suspended his campaign. Democrats now have until July 27th to choose a new name for the ballot. Not guilty. That was the plea U.S. Olympian canoeist David Hearn made at his arraignment in D.C. Superior Court Thursday. He received a grand jury indictment July 2nd for one count of destruction of property. Prosecutors allege he damaged the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool on June 19th while taking a break from a 64-mile bike ride. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says Hearn was seen violently pulling up and removing the liner of the reflecting pool. Hearn's attorneys argued he is innocent and that touching the reflecting pool is not a crime. Hearn is one of at least 4 people charged in connection with allegedly tampering with the pool. His next hearing is set for August 5th. A landmark housing bill becomes law tonight, but the president will not pen his signature. The 21st Century Road to Housing Act aims to lower housing costs by encouraging more housing supply. The president had 10 days to sign it. He blamed little progress on passing his Save America voter ID bill as the reason. The Save America Act requires proof of citizenship to vote, but doesn't have enough Republican support to pass. It will still automatically become law at midnight as long as Congress remains in session. That's all for this week's edition of Political Pulse. I'll see you all next week.